Imagine a kingdom so prosperous that it attracted kings and queens from distant lands, marveling at its riches and organization. Now, visualize the towering golden walls, the grand temples, and the bustling markets filled with exotic goods from every corner of the world. This kingdom was more than just a center of power and trade. It was a beacon of wisdom and prosperity that inspired everyone around it. At the heart of this splendor was a man whose name echoed through the centuries. Solomon, the richest and wisest king the world has ever known. He not only amassed material wealth, but also built a legacy of knowledge and principles that remain relevant to this day. The legends of Solomon speak of his divine ability to make sound decisions, as well as how he established wealth that stood the test of time. What makes his story even more fascinating is that he didn't keep his secrets to himself. He left us 3 simple principles, 3 golden rules, that can transform how we think about success and wealth. These lessons are not confined to ancient books. They are practical tools we can apply today to build lasting riches. Get ready to dive deeply into each of these rules and discover how they can transform your life. This is not just a story about a legendary king, but a timeless guide for your own journey toward prosperity. Take a moment to imagine applying these lessons, building something greater than you ever dreamed. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. Rule 1. Seek wisdom before wealth. Take a moment to reflect. If today you could ask the universe for anything, what would it be? Money? Instant success? Now, imagine that God appeared before you, as he did with Solomon, offering you anything. Solomon asked for wisdom. He didn't ask for gold, land, or victories over his enemies. He asked for discernment to govern with justice and understand the mysteries of life, and that decision changed everything. Solomon understood that wisdom is the key that unlocks all doors. He knew that with understanding and knowledge, he could create sustainable wealth, make the right decisions, and build something that would last for generations. Applying this today. In today's world, wisdom can be translated as applied knowledge. Think about this. How often do people chase quick money without preparing to manage it? How many lottery winners end up losing everything because they don't know how to handle their fortune? Here are some practices to follow. Rule 1. Invest in continuous education. Read books, take courses, and learn from mentors. For instance, classic books like The Richest Man in Babylon teach timeless financial principles that directly connect to Solomon's wisdom. Seek wise counsel. Solomon surrounded himself with competent advisors. In modern life, this means having mentors, financial consultants, and trusted friends who can guide you. Develop practical skills. Wisdom is not just theoretical. Invest in practical skills like money management, negotiation, and problem solving. Remember, when you seek wisdom first, wealth becomes an inevitable consequence. As Solomon wrote in Proverbs 16:16, how much better to get wisdom than gold. Rule 2. Practice generosity and investment. One of the most striking stories about Solomon is when the Queen of Sheba visited him. She brought valuable gifts to test him, but by the end of her visit, it was Solomon who generously gave her more than she had brought. This teaches us that true wealth lies not just in accumulation, but in sharing and strategic investment. Solomon understood that wealth must flow like a river, not stagnate like a pond. He invested in building the temple, forming trade alliances, and initiating projects that benefited the entire kingdom. His generosity attracted even more prosperity, forging powerful alliances that strengthened his economy. Applying this today, how can you apply this idea of generosity and investment in modern life? Let's break it into 2 parts. Be generous, give intelligently, practice giving to causes that matter to you. This not only helps others, but also creates a positive cycle of abundance in your life. Help those who deserve it. Solomon helped those who came to him sincerely. Be selective and support those who genuinely seek growth. Invest wisely. Invest in the future. Just as Solomon built enduring structures, invest in assets that grow over time, like real estate, stocks, or even your own business. Diversify your resources. Don't rely on a single source of income. Explore different avenues, just as Solomon diversified his kingdom through trade, agriculture, and diplomacy. Generosity doesn't mean giving everything away and being left with nothing. It's about planting seeds that can grow into something greater. Solomon knew that wealth multiplies when shared with purpose. Rule 3: patience and perseverance. Imagine building a grand temple, considered one of the wonders of the ancient world, that took 7 years to complete. Solomon led this project with patience, following each step with care and precision. He understood that true wealth is like a fruit-bearing tree. You need to plant, water, and wait for the right time to harvest. In today's society, where everything seems to demand instant results, patience is an undervalued virtue. Solomon teaches us that lasting results require time and perseverance. He knew that shortcuts could compromise the final outcome, so he remained dedicated. Applying this today. How can we cultivate patience and perseverance in today's world, where the temptation for quick rewards is everywhere? Set long-term goals. Solomon didn't build his kingdom in a day. Have goals that can be achieved over years, not just weeks. An example could be saving for a major investment or building a business that grows gradually. Have a strategic plan. Great achievements require planning. Break your goals into smaller steps and work on them consistently. Avoid comparing your progress. Solomon didn't compete with other kings. He focused on building something unique. On your journey, avoid comparing yourself to others and stay focused on what's important to you. Learn from mistakes. Perseverance also means learning from mistakes and adjusting your course when necessary. As Solomon said, "The righteous may fall 7 times, but will rise again." Proverbs 24:16. True wealth is a marathon, not a 100-meter sprint. Every small decision you make today is a seed planted for the future, the legacy of eternal riches. The 3 golden rules of Solomon: seeking wisdom, practicing generosity and investment, and cultivating patience and perseverance, are not just ancient principles. They are timeless foundations you can apply today to build lasting wealth, both material and spiritual. Before concluding, ask yourself, how can these principles impact not just your life, but also the generations that follow? Solomon teaches us that every decision, every act of generosity, and every step of perseverance are bricks in the construction of a legacy. So choose to start today with courage, focus, and faith in the lasting impact you can create. As you reflect on these rules, imagine the impact you can have by adopting them as part of your daily routine. Think about the small gestures that can transform lives, the knowledge you share, the opportunities you create for others, and the patience to wait for the fruits of your choices. Solomon shows us that wealth is not just what we accumulate, but what we build to benefit the collective. What legacy do you want to leave behind? There is immense power in your hands, and it begins with daily decisions, from learning something new to investing time and resources in people and projects that make a difference. Every small act can grow and multiply, just like seeds planted in fertile soil. Your impact can be far greater than you imagine, as long as you have the courage to start. Solomon shows us that true wealth is more than money in the bank. It's living with purpose, creating something meaningful, and sharing what we have with the world. In the end, your greatest wealth won't be measured in coins or properties, but in the impact you've left on the lives around you. Now it's your turn to apply these lessons. Which of Solomon's golden rules will you put into practice today? Your journey toward eternal riches begins with a choice. Choose wisdom and everything else. Remember, every step you take today is a building block for the future you want to create. Small actions accumulated over time hold the power to transform dreams into reality and challenges into opportunities. Like Solomon, let wisdom guide your decisions, for it is the true foundation of a full and meaningful life. Your legacy begins now. Take a moment to visualize the life you aspire to build. Every wise decision, every act of generosity, and every moment of perseverance brings you closer to creating not only a prosperous future for yourself, but also a lasting impact on those around you. Let today be the day you take deliberate steps toward becoming the architect of a meaningful and enduring legacy.